This week on Flix Freaks, we review Metal Lords, starring Jaeden Martell, Adrian Greensmith, and Isis Hainsworth, directed by Peter Sollett. For teenage misfits Hunter and Kevin, the path to glory is clear. Devote themselves to metal, win the battle of the bands, and be worshipped like gods. Hello and welcome back to Flix Freaks. My name is Brian Donovan, and this week we are reviewing Netflix's latest film. It's called Metal Lords. So, getting right into it, the plot is actually pretty simple. It's easy to follow. It's about these two high school sophomores who want to start their own metal band, and with the goal of winning an upcoming Battle of the Bands contest. It's a coming-of-age tale, and so in the progress of the movie, on their journey, there's teenage love, there's a spat between the two best friends, so there's trouble amongst them, there's an estranged father relationship, and there's a car chase scene, which is actually pretty okay. A little bit on the lame side, but it's actually a pretty okay car chase scene. You'll see it if you see it. My overall opinion of it is it actually is pretty funny. It kind of borders along the lines of a dark comedy. It's like it has some laugh out loud scenes, like some silly comedy, but it also has some jokes in there that have some dark humor. I think the writer of this was actually one of the writers for the Game of Thrones, if I looked that up correctly. And so I can see some of that dark humor in there. It was overall entertaining, but it was not memorable, if that makes any sense. So it's something that you'll watch today, but by like tomorrow when you watch a whole new movie or a new show or something like that, you've forgotten about this one. It's not going to be a memorable movie, but it is something to kind of pass the time. So if you're looking for, a Saturday, Sunday evening, whatever time you have available to watch it, yeah, it's gonna fill a couple hours, and it's not too bad. As far as the actors' performances, they were actually pretty okay. They weren't a stretch by any means. The nice thing about it, and what made it a little bit more believable, is they hired actors that were close to the high school age. I think all these kids were roughly about 18, 19, 20 years old, something like that. So you're not getting 25, 30-year-olds trying to, portray 15, 16-year-olds, which is just ridiculous. So there is that, and that was actually pretty nice. This story was told almost entirely with dialogue and with action. The cinematography was pretty bland. It really didn't help tell the story at all. So the camera angles, the lighting, the framing, the movement was pretty flat, to be honest. So it didn't aid in making those memorable moments or helping us, the audience, to connect with the characters on a deeper level or to feel something. It was just kind of like, you really do feel like an outsider watching a show. So that's why I was saying it's still an entertaining film, but it's not anything that you're going to care about when you wake up tomorrow. The final edit of the movie was okay. It was to be expected. I didn't really find any holes in the story or nothing, anything like that. Anything that stood out to where it's like, oh, they messed up here, that type of thing. There was really only one part where I thought the pacing slowed down a little bit. So towards the end of the second act, beginning of the third act, when things kind of start, typically in a story when things start kind of going to crap a little bit, and then the main characters kind of gotta make a new plan and figure their way out of it and whatnot. To me, it felt like they were trying too hard to make it an emotional, serious sequence. But when they slowed it down, it really did feel forced. And so, if you're a metal fan, you'll probably appreciate the soundtrack. There was a lot of classic rock from, it's now considered classic rock from the 70s, 80s, and into the 90s a little bit. Bands like Pantera and Metallica, that type of thing. And it was pretty good. And what it also looked like, it looked like the kids, from my perspective, it looked like the kids could actually play the instrument. If they can't, let me know in the comments. Like, oh no, I play and that was wrong and they did this wrong. And it's like, those kids actually couldn't play. But it looked like to me that they actually could play the instruments, which is nice. I always like to see that, opposed to, you see people on stage and they're kind of just like strumming and, you got the awesome sound, but it doesn't match up or something like that. So this actually looked pretty good. So kudos to the extra detail there. I like that. But yeah, the soundtrack was pretty awesome. I liked it. And like I said, metal fans are going to appreciate a movie like this. So yeah, whether you're a new metal fan or an old metal fan, you're probably going to like this movie. And then like I said, the comedy, it had some laugh out loud moments, but it also kind of had some dark undertones as well in some of the humor. And I found both of those entertaining. So I think whether new or old, if you're a metal fan, you'll probably enjoy this movie. Like again, I said, it is something to watch. It is entertaining. It's not very memorable. But hey, you know, not every movie, Netflix kicks out so many movies, not everything is going to be a great cinematic adventure and, you know, Oscar worthy or something like that. So as far as my Netflix rating, I'm going to give this a thumbs up. Overall, like I said, I thought it was entertaining and it was something to watch and I quite enjoyed it. So other than that, that's just about it. Straight, quick, to the point. No sense of dragging it out, anything like that. Go check it out. I think it might be something that you'll enjoy. Until next time, we'll see you right back here. Thank you for watching Flix Freaks. Join us again next week when we review another Netflix original film.